Broadcasting from Boston, Massachusetts, the Smart Cities podcast is the only podcast dedicated to all things smart cities. The podcast is the creation of ARC Advisory Group's Smart City practice. ARC advises leading companies, municipalities, and governments on technology trends and market dynamics that affect their business and quality of life in their cities. To engage further, please like and share our podcast or reach out directly on Twitter at Smart City Viewpoints or on our website at www.arcweb.com/industries/smart-cities.
Hello everyone, my name is Anju. I'm an analyst with the ARC Advisory Group, and today I come up with a podcast on how robotics is playing a role in fighting the COVID-19 pandemic. Today I'm going to speak with Simi Wang. She is a Global Director of Sales at Keenon Robotics. Simi, we are glad to have you.
Hi, hello everyone. This is Simi from Keenon. It's my pleasure to be on this platform today, and I'm really looking forward to the interview.
Well, thank you. So before we start, Simi, why don't you tell us something about yourself and about Keenon Robotics?
Yeah, so for myself, I'm more in charge of the global business. So basically what I'm doing every day is to have meeting with our potential partner companies all over the world. And also our company, we sell robot in general. So what we sell, we are not like the typical idea of the industrial robots. We are mainly focusing on the service robot. So how our robots are used, they are mostly used in the, for example, hospitality industry, and also in like hospitals, elder care center, shopping mall, casino, like all kind of the industry. So they are basically like guiding people or delivery like a food or goods. And for example, in our company, they are delivering package, which is quite cute because they are helping us to deliver the mails to all our colleagues. Yeah, so that is what our company basically do. And we started at 2010. And we go through all kind of the development and the market growing of the service robot. And we started to have more people in our company in 2017. For example, we grow from 30 people to 250 people now. So yeah, it's quite exciting to be in the company because we can feel like, we are in a trend, part of the trend of the world. And actually, I love my work a lot.
Well, that's quite impressive that how your company has grown. So to start with, as we all know that the world continues to fight the novel coronavirus and countries are looking towards technologies to contain the spread. So Simi, how do you think that robotics and automation is helping us in this crisis?
Yeah, so I would say because the main issue of the coronavirus is the contact, because it's easy to get infected by contact with the people and robot actually quite helpful in this case, because I also saw a lot of news that mentioning about the robots. They deliver the groceries and they deliver the food for outdoor delivery, and also for example in a hospital they help to treat clients, and also for disinfection and the delivery in the hospital and quarantine. So because of this need of the contactless idea, that's why the robots was actually helping with the situation in like recently. Also after the COVID-19, for example, in China, it's getting better after a few months. So now we are having some robot delivering dishes in a contactless restaurant after they open to reduce the contact and also increase the hygiene of the food. So I would say in this time, robot really play a crucial part to help with the shortage of the human powers in this in this crucial stage.
Well, yes, that's definitely robots bring a critical role. So if I say, like, we don't know that COVID-19, how long it's going to be and how it's going to end. So can we say that COVID-19 will accelerate an automated future?
Actually, I do feel it like now because recently we have some news release in different countries about our delivery and disinfection robots, and we receive quite a lot of inquiries from all the companies in the world. And what they are looking into is like they they feel the pain point because some of the industry, in fact, they have a lot of shortage and high turnover rate of the employees. For example, in elder care center and hospital, and also in some of the restaurant. For example, if they are under a more like a high speed of in the restaurant, and mostly if the employees are under high pressure, the turnover rate are also high, and therefore the training costs also raise a lot. So therefore, the COVID-19, because now it's more like robot can help. So people are using them, and after they see this, they just starting to figure what if it may also be a solution in the future if this ended. So it's kind of start to bring this topic to people, and people start to think about it. And also, we have quite a lot of concern about robot taking away jobs from people.
Right.
But now, actually, we started to shift it think of it in another way, because what robot now, they are more like a machine. So it's more like helping people to substitute the events, like the repetitive job in the data, like in the work. So therefore, for example, for restaurant, they can focus more on the customer service, and for the hospital, they can focus more on the treatment and like more professional works, instead of just spending time for do the physical job of delivery and some regular routines. Yeah.
I see. So, as we know that your company is providing robots for healthcare and the hospitality sector. So, and recently you have introduced a new product, disinfectant robots. So, would you like to share something about that?
Yeah. So the disinfection robot is actually also a new product for us. Why we started to think about it is after we, for example, in January, the COVID-19 started to have the outbreak in China, and we started to work from home. And at that time, we are actually quite desperate, because most of our clients before, they are from hospitality industry. And as you know, like most of the restaurant, they will be closed, and they are losing a lot of money. They don't have any, like extra finance for investment. So we were kind of helpless then. But after a few weeks, we started to have some hospitals started to contact us. They were like, we are really lack of the people, because we need a lot of people, and also they need to deliver the food to the and also sanitary documents or sanitary products, and also documents to the their patient. But because it is a really infectious disease, and they were also stuck in this part, so they started to think, and they found, oh, okay, there's a delivery robot out there, they may help. So that's why we started to think, okay, hospital, there may be one industry that we can apply our robots in. And therefore, after that, we started to also adapt our current T1 delivery model. We put a chemical spray instead of trays in the T1. So we have our first disinfection robot. It is a chemical disinfection robot that you can put, for example, alcohols and any kind of the chemicals, and to do the disinfection. And after that, we after that, we have like a more advanced version, which is the UV disinfection robots. They can do the UV and chemical disinfection at the same time. So I will say it is where we get the idea from after we started to have the inquiry. So all of them originate from the demand. We see the demand, and therefore we create a solution. Yeah.
Right. So I see that your robots use machine vision and LiDAR technology. So do you outsource these technology or it is in-house production?
It's actually developed by our technician on the navigation part, the system, because of course we use some part of them, like the hardware, we outsource them. We bought them from some other manufacturers, but the main key technology of the obstacle avoidance is developed by our company. And how can I say so? Is because the precision of the navigation of the robot, for like our robot is the highest in the market. The precision is down to 1 centimeter. We used to try for the robot to record the position, and after that we tell the robot to go back to the position, and the direction of the robot and also the position of the robot, they are exactly the same as what we had before. Like the difference is less than 1 centimeter. So all the technology we develop by key technologies we develop by our company, because that is how we differentiate ourselves in the market. Yeah.
Right. And seeing that, we have read that there are a lot of robotics company who have actually emerged in this situation. So what would you like to talk about the threats of competition in this market?
Yeah, so for competition, I believe they are more diverse, honestly, because the service robot is a new sector of the industry. Before, people are focused more on industrial robots instead of service robot. So for service robot, in this moment, the competition is growing, but it's still not as competitive as the industrial robot market. And especially for service robot, the first developer will be Pepper, I would say. Like they are focusing a lot on the interaction and the software system. So, and also education. And however, our robot is focusing more different. Is focusing more on the mission and the function, which is delivery and also the guiding. So I would say most of the service robot in the market now, they're focusing more on education and interaction. And for delivery and guiding, they are not so much in the market. Because we also did a lot of competitor research in this moment. However, like if you count the companies that are doing the delivery robot, they are maybe around 5 to 10 companies only. If when I say 5 to 10, it means the products is mature enough and they are already tried in the market and they are able to be traded. Yeah, so I would say the competition so far is still growing because people weren't aware of this market yet before. And by COVID-19, also, I would say it's just because 2020 is almost an era for the service robot to grow. Right. Even if there are no COVID-19, we also feel a lot of growth after we attended the CES exhibition this year in 2020 in the US. Yeah, so that's why the competition so far are not so fierce, but it's still growing. Yeah.
I see. So we clearly understood that you're more into service robots business. Any plans that you diversify into the industrial area, like robots for industries?
Honestly, we don't think so. A few points, because first, the industry robot, like for our robots, we have some limitation of our robot. So, for example, first, our navigation is depends on the reflection of the robot, reflection of the text. So therefore, if the sunshine is too strong, the navigation will be affected, and it won't be as precise as it can be. So most of our robots are working indoor. And the second part is because we have the maximum weight load, which is around 60 kilograms of the robot. So they are mainly more suitable for shipping the lighter things instead of using them in a factory. And the third part is also the design, because the design of our robot, it is mainly for it looks good, and it is really accessible. If you because we design it as the same height as the human, so all the trays is really easy for you to take them directly. Yeah, but in the industrial section, I think the robot will focusing more on how much how much weight load the robot can afford, and the robot will have to be able to be navigated in a more difficult or a more extreme environment. So it's not what we are targeting at. And the final part actually is because the value of our robot is in the navigation. So it is made to be navigated in a crowded environment, like a restaurant or hospital, that the robot can show its value by the agility. So in the industrial industry, our robot will lose our main competitive main feature. So it's not really our consideration. Yeah.
I see. Well, that's informative. So, as we all know that industrial production is badly hit by the COVID-19 situation. So, how, as a robotic company, you have tackled this challenging situation where there is limited workforce, and how are you overcoming it?
Yeah, so I would say I totally understand it is really hard for all the industry in this moment. We have lots of clients working from home, and also 1 or 2 months ago, we were quite worried about all the logistic and because the logistic was kind of slowed down or almost stopped in the moment, and we have no way to ship out our robots. And we also facing the a transformation, we have to transform, because our original target industry is not is now facing the difficulty. So I would say maybe there are 2 advice I can give. First is that we have to support the industry, for example the restaurant industry that now is facing the difficulty, because I saw lots of fundraising events and some way to transform the industry, for example do the delivery and help them to reach their customers, even if now they are forced to close. And also so by this, because everyone know there is a difficulty, and it is the only way we can figure it out is to work together. And the second part is, I think it may be a good idea to transform, because now it's an extreme situation. So the way we used to do before is not applying. It doesn't work now. So for example, we have to work from home, and we cannot go to the networking event, and a lot of exposition expos and the trade fairs are forced to stop. So in this kind of situation, we have to change the way we used to do stuff. So for example, we start to find clients online, and we start to reach our industry. We have to be more agile for the information and for the things that are gonna happen, because we don't know what will happen next. Yeah, so that may be the 2 advice that I can give, depends on the current situation. But for sure, depends on the industry. Everybody have different issues to sort out. So this is just my personal opinion. Yeah.
Well, okay. So, lastly, where I would like to end this podcast asking is, how do you see what would be the trends to watch for in the robotics industry after COVID-19?
Yeah, so after COVID-19, I would say the trend is more positive as what we currently as what we currently feel from the signals in China. So now we already get back to the office, and we receive some information from some restaurants. They are looking more into the risk reduction. So yeah, like after the COVID-19, they start to think the automation, they may be a way to reduce the risk if this kind of thing happened in the future. Because if you are used, yeah, like for example, in this moment, I know a lot of employees and also employers, they are really suffering because of the lack of the business. So some of them may have the debt to pay, and some of them, yeah, they have the rent to pay, and it is hard for both sides. Yeah, but by using the robot, they may reduce the change they will face if they face this situation again. Like so it may be a chance for the automation to grow. Yeah, and also the second part is for the contactless part. So, for example, since around late February, we started to cooperate with the Chinese delivery platform, Meituan. They are the biggest delivery platform in China, and they start to use our robots in the Burger King and some of the big Chinese chain in China, and the robot deliver the food from the kitchen to the customer directly, and therefore the food wasn't having other human contact during the preparation besides in the kitchen. Yeah, so I would say it is kind of a way for people to rethink it. Robots, because they are really new for the whole world too. And when the whole world starts to be forced to change, and they have to start to think of other ways to deal with the current problems. So therefore, that's why we feel it may fasten the time and acceptance for the world to the robots. Yeah.
I see. Okay, so that was quite informative talk actually, Simi. Well, thank you very much for sharing your thoughts with us today. It's been really great talking to you. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Broadcasting from Boston, Massachusetts, the Smart Cities podcast is the only podcast dedicated to all things smart cities. The podcast is the creation of ARC Advisory Group's Smart City practice. ARC advises leading companies, municipalities, and governments on technology trends and market dynamics that affect their business and quality of life in their cities. To engage further, please like and share our podcast or reach out directly on Twitter at Smart City Viewpoints or on our website at www.arcweb.com/industries/smart-cities.